What? What?
I was
What?
throwing it to you.
Caught it. Welcome to Blackwater.D&D. Go long. The show.
There's such strong energy off the top, and then the immediate stumble.
Fumble! Get the ball.
You didn't catch it. It was thrown to you, and you fumbled it.
You thought you said
Misread.
wait, and then you did this. So
I didn't say wait.
Sean, I always do this.
Oh, you always do this? I have my eyes
Always.
closed.
We all
This
look
is
at
true.
or point to you.
Every time before we go live, I get my eyes closed so I can get into the creativity zone. Somebody said something. Because it's a very close
probably say
alchemy. What did you
I did
say?
a bit.
What did you say?
We do the bit. I can't say the bit because we do the bit right
Oh,
along.
it was that
I did a bit. It was a different
The
bit. I
bit
chose
that
a different
sometimes
choice.
You should say hi to the people.
We started. Let's go.
Started?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Since when?
We're
No,
live.
Way behind,
Since
dude.
this,
We're-
remember this whole go long?
I blacked out. I'm sorry.
Should I just start announcing?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Amazing. Okay. I'm going to acknowledge that tonight we are streaming from the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Coast Salish, Stolo, Semiahmoo, Kwantlen, Tsawwassen, and Musqueam First Nations. While our characters play in a world that Tim has created, we are honored to live, work, and play on these lands tonight. A big thank you to our sponsors and partners. We are proud to be using Sirenscape, where epic games require epic sound. We're also using Epidemic Sound for this fantastic campaign as well. We are partnered with Legend Keeper. It is the ultimate world-building tool created by DMs for DMs. You can type !! Legend Keeper in the chat for all the details. Our Campaign 2 mini sponsor is MTM Printworks. MTM is your one-stop shop for all your tabletop mini needs. Type ! MTM in the chat and just go check out the Etsy sword because it's awesome. Our campaign artist is the incomparable Tiana Kovacevic. Her art is all over the channel. You can type ! Artist to find all the details. And we are also proud to be partnered with Familiar Dice, the creator of the greatest and most beautiful math clacks around. You can type ! Dice, and please go follow the creator Robin across all of the socials. We are playing live in studio and hosted by the wonderful folks over at Questline D&D. You can type ! Questline to find all the details there. A huge thank you to Tony and Roz in the studio tonight.
Yes.
We love you very much. And all of Campaign 2 is hosted over on the Questline YouTube page, so you can go find our playlist there with our entire anthology so far. And then there's been a lot of folks asking where they can find Campaign 1. If you're new for us with Campaign 2 and you want to go check out what happened 60 years before when the multiverse almost collapsed, go do that. It's on our YouTube page. There's 110 episodes up there, plus a bunch of content that talks about the 72 episodes we had before we started streaming. So go do that. It's
It's a
awesome.
digestible
Plus-
amount of content.
Yeah.
Plus, just a whole bunch of other content
So
as well.
much other
Like
content.
an
Other
unfathomable
shows.
amount of shows.
Calculated like how many hours? of
Over
content?
1,700.
There we go, over 1,700 hours.
Yes.
You can fill a weekend with that.
Yeah, a couple weekends. Some very brief programming updates. Our most recent episode of the podcast dropped noon today on Monday, and we will now be releasing individual episodes, one a week. We're working on getting all of the Triangle Agency episodes released on podcast as well, so those will be up for your listening pleasure. And all of our Triangle Agency episodes will be up over on our YouTube page. So if you want to check out this fun, creepy, corporate little series, please go do that. I've been having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, so go check it out. And I think that's about it.
I just want to. What is the math?
65?
10 weeks.
10 weeks.
10 weeks of
There
24
was
hours a
a
day.
very visible brain virus. That
everyone started doing the math.
1,700. We were like, how many days is that? It was.
It is in
a
fact.
wild
I said
spontaneous thought.
I came to 65 days, so 10 weeks is
Yeah, it was
pretty close.
71. 70.83 repeating days.
One other thing. Blackwater is going to have some representation at Gen Con. I will be at Gen Con. So if you're out there and you're watching this and you're like, hey, I want to chat with M, or I want to have M on a panel, or I want to have M come and play in a live play, spoilers, just message me and we can make that happen. I'm really excited for those of you who are going to Gen Con. Please, if you see me around, come say hi. I will have exclusive Gen Con stickers that you will never be able to get anywhere else.
Ooh.
And
I want to go to Gen Con now. I want the exclusive
merch?
stickers. Can I go there?
no.
No, it's only at Gen Con.
Only at Gen Con.
The location locked.
I am very.
As soon as you leave Gen Con, they
Geo-locked.
evaporate.
This is going to be, I think, Blackwater's probably like first really big con that we will have some representation at. So I'm super, super excited to go. So yeah, would love, if you see me around, please come say hi. And other than that, grab your tissues, grab your spider milk, grab your jorts, and your best friends. Because whether you are new with us tonight or you have been with us for ages, thank you so much for your support. It is through community that we can make amazing things happen, and we hope you feel super, super welcome at our table. Tony, roll the clip, roll the clip, roll the clip!
All right. So, for those of you just joining us tonight, last week the Nard Guard.
That's canon, baby. Head on down to our merch store, type Nard Guard for 10% off.
Help it, okay? I'm sorry.
We don't have a
Guard
merch
the Nard.
store.
It's okay. You don't have to be the Nard Guard. They
I'd like to
exist
lock that
already.
in ranges. They're way more powerful.
So, last week, the party set off from the Shrine of Tyrax, heading farther across Wraithmoor to head to Keshawara, where they had the wand with them. And after a failed attempt from Thistle, Mark managed to attune to the wand Greyfire. As they traveled out into the wastes, they came across, they were ambushed by 2 Dathian scouts of the Kaisar on Wyvern, who attacked them along the riverbanks. One managed to escape, while the other was killed by Esper as it was fleeing. And that is where we are going to pick up. As you see the Wyvern and the rider sail into the ground, you up on top of the hill can see a bit of a puff of dirt and debris that from the landing. Those of you kind of on the lower banks can't see.
Oh, we should go get him, I believe.
Good shot.
Well, if we're gonna go, why?
Probably about 300 feet away.
What we do, we run or we stay?
If we have him, we can at least claim that we didn't mean to kill anybody. If we leave him, he will die, and I think our options are much more limited.
I see no harm in going into
Yeah, let's head on over.
And worst case scenario, we have a prisoner.
Okay.
Shine, I can get there the fastest, and I can heal.
Yeah, we'll catch up. Go.
I'll jog behind you. I'm running a bit slower.
Are you?
No, I'm exhausted, but in my brain shot has 7 hit
fair,
points,
fair.
and I can absolutely step of the wind, but I probably wouldn't.
But I'm 90 feet a turn, so I'll get there in three and a half turns. Yeah.
So he's gonna not fail those death saves.
Fuck, this guy's got legs.
As you take off sprinting,
I would be able to heal him on the 3rd turn because healing word is a ranged
Okay.
thing. So
so you see the kind of in the debris. He did hit the ground from a height.
Oh,
And failed 2 death saves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the rider is mostly crushed. There's a pool of blood around the body, his heavily armored body.
He's dead.
He's dead.
As I would probably be jogging up to Esper, just behind.
What has happened to Thistle?
I'm becoming Roy Kent.
He's devolved so aggressively. Sorry, do go on.
No, it's okay. I would, I'd probably jog up behind Esper.
He's gone.
Okay. I guess if I'm trying to rationalize this in my head, they heavily attacked us.
They attacked us first.
Yeah. We gave them the option. We said we knew Captain Hess. We gave him the option to stop, and he could have flown away immediately in that moment, but he turned around, and that wyvern hit me square in the face and knocked me out. They would have killed me if they could have.
We don't need to rationalize this. We didn't do anything wrong. Like, it feels pretty clear to me.
We did wrong to them. From their perspective, we got.
But we don't know that these riders know exactly who we are. We could have just been raiders out in the waste, and they're like, "Oh, you're encroaching on
Well,
our
let's
territory."
check his gear, see if there's anything to gleam, you know? Find out what this guy's got.
I will cast Detect Magic.
Oh, yes, King.
Okay.
I'll do an investigation check.
You do detect magic on the hand of the rider.
Like a glove?
I'll check
No,
that. A
something
ring?
under a ring. You find a ring.
I believe this is magical. We can take a look later, I believe. You can help me determine its...
I can do it now.
All right.
I'm going to cast Identify not as a ritual.
It's a ring of featherfall. So basically, but he was strapped in. Like you can see, it's like he's harnessed
And unconscious,
in,
yeah.
and unconscious. And so, like as it went, he got pulled.
Because
down,
I hit him
essentially.
first, then the Wyvern. Fuck.
I will hold on to this till later.
Should we, or should we put it back so it's not looks like we looted his body? What are we committing to here? Are we committing to trying to be friends with them, or are we committing to getting the fuck out of
We
here?
killed
Yeah,
one of their guys.
friends
We're
with
not
ourselves.
friends.
They attacked us first. We've talked about, like a lot of times, like if we were doing nothing, they came upon us, they attacked us. One of them fled, the other had the option to flee, and it didn't. We shot it down.
Yes.
I will also be completely honest. Whether we are friends when we greet them next time, as soon as they realize we are partially responsible for the vaporization of one of their princes, that goodwill will evaporate pretty quickly.
Then we need to run.
Yes, we should go. Do we want to send to...
I think we just keep making our way. They've gone north. It will take some time before they get back down. If we've said we're going to meet Moss in Keshuera, we got maybe
We were heading east when they caught us, right?
southeast,
We should head south.
south.
Yeah,
first.
you're basically right at the river.
We're right here.
Yeah.
Like you would have had to have crossed the river to get to where.
Yeah.
We did.
We were at the trees because we
Yeah,
just
we're
crossed.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but like cross north across.
Oh, I see, I
came
see.
across east.
Yeah.
Should we make for the crater?
It is narrower there, so it's.
Let's make for this. Let's see if we can make for this
Mary,
today.
can you cover our tracks? Do you have that spell today?
I do not.
Okay, that's fine.
Then we're so fast. We just
We just go as quick as we can. Yeah.
jog.
Yeah. I'll be we don't have time to waste, so I'm
I'll
good.
put a second level Cure Wounds into Shy.
Thanks.
Oh, you're so welcome.
So do you cross back across the river?
No.
I'm gonna try to go around.
We're south of this river, yeah?
We're
You
here
know, you would have had to have gone north of that.
because we were right here.
Oh,
right?
we would have had to cross this river to get
Yeah.
to his body?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if
It was narrower there, like where it is. It's
Like,
narrow.
I don't think we
It's
would
like
have crossed
15
that.
feet.
I don't know if we would have crossed the river.
No, because we
I think
would
at
have
this
to do
point
the
we've
same
done it.
thing.
I think at this point we've done it. I
Okay.
think,
Okay.
'cause-
Once
Well, I
we
guess we have to go back across the river then.
We'll go back across the river.
yes.
Yeah, you're able to do it. It's not like where you're at the narrow point. Like
Yeah,
if you
it's
go
like-
farther, it gets wider.
And
but
there's
you're-
also mud flats, so the river's somewhat dried up.
Yeah, yeah. And there's areas you can kind of move through. But you make it back across, and so like the whole thing kind of probably takes about an hour between kind of getting to where you were and out and back, and then you continue heading down along the river to where there's a larger, what looks like a lake.
Yeah. So we've got crossed.
So I'll have you make a survival check for
Help
me.
action.
And are you trying to be stealthy as you're doing this?
No, I think
I
we're
think we're trying to
breaking
be
it.
fast. Yeah, we're
Okay.
trying to be fast.
Speed.
I will keep my eyes out. I'll keep my eyes trained at the. Is it okay if I make a perception check?
Bardic for you, help action for you.
Tim, can I make a perception?
Yes, you may. Yes, you may.
23.
3.
That is going to be a 26 for my perception.
Okay. So with your 23, you managed to find a fairly clear path along the kind of edges of the river. There's like a natural kind of bank that's easy to travel down. The mud is kind of hardened. And you're kind of staying along that path and using the debris and things like that, the kind of natural debris that's come down from the hillside as your cover, as you're trying to move as quickly as you can. With your 26, as you get past that tree line where the hill was up, the hillside kind of comes down a slope anyways, and it kind of levels out a little bit as you get to the edge of the lake there. Yeah, so near there. Something catches your eye out of the corner of your eye up on that hill, at the edge of where that hill comes down. You can see there is a humanoid figure atop that hill.
And they've spotted us. It's very clear that they've spotted.
They're not moving. As you kind of look over, you see there is someone standing still. They look like from where you are, they're probably maybe 100 feet away. You can make out with your 26, you can make out there seems to be some things protruding from them, but they're standing stock still. Their arms are kind of out like this.
Does it look like arrows protruding from them?
Potentially, yeah.
And their arms out like this. Do I see robes or do I see armor?
They look robed.
I'm not gonna lie, that is reminiscent of the mural.
Can I
Figure atop a hill with flame behind them.
This is a robed figure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, that's armored.
Yeah,
Or
Rythak and had
Tyrax,
quite
you
large
mean.
Tyrax, quite large wings.
Can I wreck on something? I totally have passed with that trace. I completely forgot I did.
Oh.
Can I?
Yeah.
Is it too late to? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say like I cast it that way. We're leaving where the body.
I'll
was.
have everyone roll a stealth check then for me.
What it also does is removes
Tracks, yeah.
tracks,
Tracking,
which
yes.
is probably the more important of the two. Add 10, y'all.
Yes, plus 10.
Oh shit, yeah, brother.
21.
29.
29.
I can't read my own character sheet.
22.
28.
28.
And 25.
Nice. Okay, yeah.
Whoa,
so
shit,
you-
35.
Yeah, you're moving along that kind of hard mud, using the debris as cover. Very like you're blending in quite well, and you're leaving no tracks behind. So, and Sprig is flying quite low along with you guys.
And would you say that this figure on top of the hill is kind of where this crater is?
It's a little bit back from the crater. The crater's probably still another maybe 600 feet away
Okay.
from the edges of that. It's not terribly far though.
Okay.
Do you want me to go up and take a peek? If this is the same situation as like our
We probably want to investigate just as
our
Do we
friend.
have time for curiosity?
a little bit. Just piss by, pass piss.
Piss
Just a pass piss.
It's only 100 feet.
You ever do a pass piss? When your carriage is just going by and you don't have time to stop?
No, I've
you just-
never done that.
You just pee on the street?
Never
Mark,
done
you
that.
lived a life that I will never
I don't
understand.
understand. I thought you went to like a fancy place.
Yeah. And that's,
Rip.
it's just like, you know, like, look, sometimes you're in a rush.
Mark, we don't have time for this.
Well,
I'm
I'm
going-
as a jog.
Go ahead.
What time of day is it? Are we getting towards the end of the day?
No, you left early morning. You're probably pushing into the later afternoon.
Okay.
Do you want me to come with you?
Yeah, okay. So we'll kind of surreptitiously wake our way.
How close do you get to this thing?
We're 100 feet. No closer than 60 feet.
Okay. Yeah, you get up about 60 feet, and you can see the figure appears to be female. You can see she's wearing a robe with that, with the same symbol that you've seen on a lot of these other things you've come across. That tower with the diamond, kind of embroidered into her robes. You can see she looks like there is quite a bit more ornate kind of stitching. And some of it almost looks like arcane runes, like in the stitching itself.
Here's the question. Nope, finish your monologue. I'm
So,
sorry.
no, that's fine. You can see she has about 9 crossbow bolts in her body. And you can see where, at the corner of her eyes and her mouth, there is a small pool of blood.
She
Her
looks
eyes are
not
open.
decomposed, though.
Nope.
She's standing stuck.
We're piped in.
Yeah. Mary, you should come up here. I have a theory.
Yeah, because Miri would have described the woman that she saw in the vision of John Wick. Does it look the same?
Yeah, looks fairly similar.
It's tell Mark it's the woman that Miri saw in her vision.
Well, yeah, we'll all come
And you
up.
see the
John
blood
Wick's
is kind of like has run down her arms, but is still like there are rivulets of blood, but nothing.
She's not decomposed. She
frozen
no,
herself.
that's an Emma knowledge, not a. I wouldn't know what
This is strange.
She's frozen herself in time somehow. I believe maybe the ley line magic.
What if?
She's still alive.
What if she's?
Let's check.
What if I'm really trying to moderate what everyone is saying.
It's a hard line to walk.
Yeah, okay, I'll roll for it. I would say 10 or above. I've seen.
Just whisper
this.
what you know and I'll metagame. I don't have any compulsion.
Yeah. Sometimes when we get some pretty nasty storms sometime out in Keshuera, and when the folks who are fishing come back in, sometimes some of them, if the storm's real bad, they don't make it. But if there's someone who's good with healing, sometimes they go out and they can stabilize them. They can't bring them back up, but they can stabilize them. The magic is making everything strange out here. if she's not decomposing, what if she's not fully dead, or there's been something that stopped that process, some type of stabilization magic or some healing that didn't fully take, but if she's not dead, then that would be why, I mean, this place is a waste. We saw how fast everything else decomposed, those big fleshy creatures, we tore them apart and then they fell to the ground.
I can try something.
No, but quickly before you do, my question would be, if the Dathians are coming down here regularly, why have they not attempted to... We don't know anything about her. They have avoided interacting with her. I would just wonder why. I mean, not that I think our interests are in line with the Dathians. She might have opposed them back when she was around, but...
It might not have even been Dathia back then.
All we know about her is that she made John Wick. We don't know if she's good or bad.
Does John Wick react?
We're still 60 feet.
Yeah, do you go up with John Wick?
How far away are
We're 60 feet away.
They're
we're all
60
still
feet
60
away.
feet away? I mean,
I don't know if you guys all went up
Yeah,
together.
we all
Yeah.
went.
Yeah.
We're all
Okay.
party.
let's...
Yeah, John tries
See
to
what
jump
he
out of
says.
your hands.
Yeah, go on then.
He runs up and kind of stands in front of her.
That's a small.
I do trust John.
Before we do anything with her, what do we know? What is exactly, so she said,
Triton Arcanist Battalion has arrived. The Legion is leading the charge. Come dawn, Tyrax will fall.
so they
She's
were opposing.
anti-Tyrax.
They were opposing Tyrax, and she seemed very important with all of her titles and epithets that were after her. If she's a powerful mage, she's been here for like this for thousands, maybe, of years.
Sounds like it might be a good person to have on our side.
It's true, especially if the others come back.
Yeah,
We're
look
gonna-
at John.
If the Dathians are like Tyraxian descendants, then
She
could
might have
explain
actually
why
been
they-
able to give us a bit of insight about
Also
your
true.
wand.
Should I?
Let's try it.
I am going to.
We need to be also prepared too that if this could break very bad very quickly.
Oh, I have an idea.
yeah, go for it.
It does involve me approaching her. Is that all right with all of you?
Yeah, I'll come up with you.
I'm going to approach her.
Yeah.
Wand of secrets.
I am
got?
going to put the leaden manacles on her.
Okay, her hands are out like this.
Yeah.
So you go to put the manacles on, and you watch as they start to touch her, they freeze.
Okay, well, I'll get them as on as I can.
They're frozen. You're not able.
I know, but I'll get them as
But
close.
no, but they're stuck in time.
No, it's
Are they ice frozen or time frozen?
time frozen.
Cute.
So it's not.
so she
It's not her. It's around her.
How close to her?
Like as you go to put it on her, like
Okay,
that's
so
what
they're
they-
basically
pull them back,
So
or
if
they're
I
stuck?
if I was
They
to,
are. That one is stuck.
so okay, but what I want to do is so that if that spell drops, if whatever's freezing her drops, they're close.
if you put your hand
No, no.
in there.
Do you know what I mean?
What he's saying is nothing's going to affect her because everything that approaches her then becomes her time.
Yeah.
So if you put your hand in there,
Pick up a piece of rock and I just put it like on her arm here. Does it just stay?
Stops.
Yeah.
I
So
put a rock
if
on
I
top.
cast, if I cast healing word on her, that healing word is going to travel from us,
And then
reach her,
freeze.
and travel at the time that she is traveling at. So that healing word will just pause.
She has slow time.
Whatever's happened, no, I'll say that whatever's happened to her, she's not in time.
I
You should try it though.
Yeah,
Fine.
wouldn't it
I'm gonna
have to
cast
be,
healing word on
You
her.
watch as the healing word, the healing energy moves around her, and like it does as it hits, it just freezes in time around her.
And that's one ghost I will never get back.
what is there a way to
His name is Duncan.
If we camp close to here, in the morning I can attempt to dispel the magic on her.
That's what I was just about to ask. If there's a way to dispel that magic, that magic looks mighty powerful.
I can try, but I would need to rest.
I don't think we can rest here.
Hey, let me rifle through her pockets real quick.
No,
touch her, don't
Yeah, because I'll touch her with my hands. There's one thing that I consistently do well, and I'm gonna fucking 5-finger discount. Excuse me while I use brain stuff.
As your the mage hand reaches out, it freezes.
Never get it
touches-
back.
And it's frozen.
And dispel it?
And it drops away.
Oh, sick.
I can cast Dispel Magic.
Oh, perfect.
actually.
But like you can see the form of it still there.
I hate that.
You're able to cast it again, but the form of it is still there.
Whoa, what the fuck?
It'll
Let's give it a shot. Yeah, dispel
We'll
it.
try it.
I will,
Spell?
guidance.
Okay. Dispel Magic.
Bardic.
All right. I need you to roll a dispel check, so you're basically going
And
to roll a d20 and add your spell casting
Plus
ability.
Bardic, plus
Plus,
guidance.
so a D4 and a D6.
D4 and a D6. So it's
That's my last Bardic
D20
today,
plus
gang.
spellcasting ability modifier.
I thought these manacles were finally going to
Oh, cool. Good.
Sure.
Yes?
Yep.
No touching.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
Good.
So that's
22.
Plus your spellcasting ability modifier, whatever that is.
so 25.
25, that is enough. It is a 9th level spell.
19.
She cast, and then she cast Time Stop, and then it
It
Wraithmoor.
backfired on her. So essentially, instead of stopping all the time around her, it stopped.
I
her.
would like to
And
try.
then it extended because of.
We're
where
gonna
they're
have to.
at.
I would like to try and complete the manacles, if it works.
It like the manacle lands on the thing you notice first is the arrows pass through her body into the ground and she collapses.
I catch her.
I
pull.
cast another
yeah,
healing
as the
word.
blood just.
I will cast Healing Word at this.
And I will manacle her.
Okay.
I'll go through her pockets.
I cradle her as she goes down, and I just kind of like hold her in my lap.
Okay.
As
Are you standing in front of her when that happens?
I'm standing at the side, like.
I would
To
have
avoid
been.
the arrow.
I would have
Yeah, I would have been standing at the side to avoid the arrows, and as the arrows pass through, I just kind of catch her and then bring her down.
And you bring her down, and like as you bring her back up, she looks exhausted.
6 points from me.
7.
Okay, and she's like,
It's okay. It's okay. We've got you. It's okay. It's okay.
Hello.
Hey.
Just breathe for a sec.
A lot of time has passed.
she doesn't seem to understand what you're saying.
She doesn't.
I'm gonna pick up John and hold him in front of her.
You see John is like,
Gimme.
In Celestial, do you speak Celestial?
she like reaches out to John and she sees the manacles.
We're sorry. We just.
And you see her eyes kind of shift.
Do you have a spell that you can talk to her? You've spoken to people before.
Yeah.
tongues,
Yes.
tongues,
Okay, I
yeah.
cast tongues. That's my last. We're not here to hurt you.
Make a persuasion check.
And I like
Guidance.
eyes just pleading with
Can
her.
I do the help action to like by using my body to show that we're like, because I understand it too because of tongues. Can I use body language to express?
Oh, we all understand.
Yeah, tongues is universal. Just
Yeah.
to express like no knives in hands, being like real.
21.
She can understand Miri, but she won't be able to understand us, and we won't
Yeah.
be able to understand this.
You see with the manacles, like, that has hit a nerve as, like, you manage to kind of communicate with her, and she looks at you. Remove these manacles now.
Can we take these off?
Yes, I can take them off. I'll take them off.
Okay. She kind of.
Just express to her that we did not know who she was. We were just being. We know she's powerful. We were just being.
And this place
cautious.
is dangerous now.
Yeah, I'll relay that, and I'll add. Do you know what has been happening to you over the last I don't know how many years?
What do you mean, how many years?
Well, you probably remember casting a spell.
I was trying to stop. And she looks past you at the crater. It didn't work.
It stopped you for we think a very long time.
I could ask her what year it is.
Yeah, what year is it for? Or do you? What was it for you?
It is the year 3000 after the ash.
Nothing to us.
I mean, it's 2436 now, but that's based on the dawn war.
Yeah,
Different.
I tell her the good news. Tyrix doesn't exist anymore, so that's good.
Yeah, Tyrex is gone.
That's
Tyrex is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
We think so.
You see, she just immediately, just a flood of tears.
Don't know that for certain.
We think a lot of time has passed, like potentially thousands of years.
Ask her if she knows what the Dawn War is.
What that?
The Dawn War.
Do you know what the Dawn Wall is?
Dawn War.
Dawn War? I couldn't understand.
I love that you just passed it off like a...
Like, I don't know.
The Dawn War?
Do you know the Dawn?
Dawn.
Dama?
What is the Dawn War?
Oh shit.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Okay. So if that's
So how
she's
long?
Thousands of years.
Thousands of years.
Thousands.
So it's been
3,000 years after the ash. We don't know.
I don't know what the ash is.
We don't know.
we don't know what that was. It's been probably thousands of years.
It's 2,000 years past when the Dawn War happened, and she doesn't know what that is.
Mary, and I would look at her. Can you ask her? We found John, obviously. Can you ask her who she's? Ask her what happened here.
Yeah.
If she's, can we maybe let's get her off this hilltop?
Yeah.
Let's get her down to somewhere.
Yeah,
safe.
I'll find.
Come with us.
I will try and take a look and see if I can find us somewhere that's kind of hidden from above.
Make a survival check.
Help action.
Yeah, there's that road.
Great.
You see, as it's a struggle for her to stand.
I will completely
She is
fully
moving
support
slowly.
her. I will.
I'll help as well.
Yeah.
5 points of exhaustion.
17.
17. Okay, you find a spot just a little ways down the hill where there's a pretty big group of debris. There's a few boulders, and you can see there's like a side of what looked like kind of some kind of stone structure that's still standing. And it looks there's some other kind of burnt trees you could probably pull over top to create a cover for the top.
Maybe ask her if she has some sort of magic that would allow her to speak more freely.
Yeah. Are you able to cast something that can help us all communicate with you? Because I'm really bad at communicating sometimes, and I don't understand this guy occasionally.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
I have something.
Okay.
I need to rest.
Yes.
Can you ask what languages she speaks?
Yeah. What do you know? What languages you speak? Maybe we can find a common something in common.
I speak the language of my people of Centuria.
Centuria? We know you probably need to rest, but just before you do, could you tell us just a little bit about what was happening? Because I know it's hard to imagine, but the war you were fighting is long over, but the remnants of it linger to this day, and we don't know what happened.
My people of Centuria, we had to work together with the Trigon, elves of the Triwood.
Triwood.
This is deep history.
I know.
This place was my home. This was our lands. The elves came through. The Triwood is in the Feywild, in this same spot. We had been enemies for a long time, but we put that aside and we struck a bargain with another army.
What other army?
The legions of Ungol. We believed it was the only way.
We have I'm relaying this.
Yeah,
to
well-
Mary. We have so many questions for you. Let's just let her rest.
Yeah.
Tim, does the Triwood ring any bells for me?
Make a history check.
Oh, that's not a no.
Guidance.
Come on.
Persuasion.
24. Natural 19 and a 4 on the guidance.
Great tension.
Building.
You know, there is a deep memory through forests. And you know that there is memories of a place known as the Triwood from long, long ago.
Even by Feywild time.
Even by Feywild times. That was destroyed very suddenly and very violently. And the story that is kept through the roots of the trees that survived and proliferated from the Triwood. It was once a great forest, one of the largest in the Feywild. And the descendants and the seeds that spread out from there created a lot of the other ancient forests that exist, including the one that you came from. The original seedling was a descendant of the Triwood. But the Triwood was destroyed very violently, and it became known as the Barrens within the Feywild. A horrible, destroyed forest, a symbol of destruction. And the story goes that it was destroyed by something so powerful through another plane that it actually burst through the plains and destroyed the forest.
And do those stories give any indication to what happened to Thistle's forest? No, not connected. Okay.
Let's let her sleep.
Not a direct line.
Let's let her rest.
Do you want to get some sleep?
I don't think they won.
I would,
as she would fall asleep, and like when she's out, I would say, I am a descendant of the Triwood.
Oh my goodness.
It was a forest that is ancient even by Fey standards, and is long lost. It was always rumored that it was destroyed by some cataclysmic event on a different plane. I think this is where it originated from.
Rafex.
I think that. I'm going to point to the crater.
The question is did the death of Rhythax lead to the destruction? Or did Rhythax do something that caused the destruction?
We don't know that Rafex is, as a god, is dead.
I think Rhythax won.
But why would the wand have been left behind?
That image of him on the hill with
It's
the
Tyrax.
flames. God damn it, Adam.
Yeah, Rhythax was the god.
Rhythax was the god.
Tyrax was the
Cool, like
Tyrax.
Hercules' son.
The son.
Okay.
Is his
Yeah,
son.
it's Hercules.
Well, I would be like, that image of Tyrax.
Well done.
Nailed it.
That image of
10 out
Tyrax. Obviously, Tyrax is serving his father. That image is him standing before a cataclysm.
He caused it and then put the wand away.
This is not, and said, if the Kaisar are a family in Dathia, this is for his descendants. He left that wand for them. They have a ley line map, and I can imagine that history is shared through people, and not much is known about Dathia from the outside. So if they're saying we need to know the magic of the ley lines, and we need to find the wand that helps tap into them.
What if the maps puzzle wasn't a prophecy? What if it was describing what happened? Fate burns the Undying One, flames outshine the risen sun, smoke covers the world in flood. What if that was what Tyrax did in the name of Rhythax? He burnt this part of the world. He burnt it so badly that it went through the veil of the plains and destroyed part of the Feywild.
He probably cast a spell and then use the wand and the ley lines to amplify it.
Yeah.
There's these craters. There's 2 of them here on the map that are marked. What if it was something? It was obviously something that fell from the sky.
Can I
Something big.
Can I have the?
What is that? There's that spell, Comet.
What do you want?
Meteor swarm.
Meteor Strike.
What are
There, look at all this one.
Yeah.
Look at
bunch
that.
of ley lines right
Bunch
by that
of ley
crater,
lines
and
up
then
there.
bunch of ley lines right by that crater.
There's huge
2
amounts of ley lines.
convergent points of ley lines.
So-
Am I getting ley line vibes?
We're in
Where you are?
We're not in the crater yet.
We're right beside
You're
it.
cool. Oh yeah.
We're close to it.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, we're laid with lines. Can confirm.
He's used.
He called. Look at this convergence. He called this strike down at 2 of the biggest convergences in this part of the country, part of the continent.
And they
question
don't
is-
just converge.
They
They
emanate.
create a loop.
Do you see that there's this red as well through here?
Oh shit, there is.
Oh yeah, there is. Is that intentional?
I don't know. There's the
Shit, there is.
the clear line, and then there's this red line. There's a red line.
Fucking mystery time. If you want,
Look at
hey,
it.
if you want to
Look at
experience this, you know
Oh,
where to
I'm
go.
seeing the red. Yeah.
There's red here too. Look,
Am I
it
feeling
comes
the red?
all over here. It's
Yeah.
all over here. What if the
There's a
red?
so there's
what
an
if the
actually
red
red
is
color?
the big ones? What if that there is, you know,
All the corrupted ones.
we touched the small lines of magic like we did on the island. What if this red is? What if this is the really big ones?
What is the red around the volcano?
The worlds will burn and
Look
shine
here.
with blood.
There's like little origin points in here. There's a
Am I
big
getting
one
red
through the
vibes?
ocean.
You're not able to pick out distinguishing.
I'm having a hard time. Yeah.
Shy.
You can sense it. You can definitely sense the
The
magic.
world will burn and shine with blood.
The red.
So my question is, and one I would like to ask her, if you can remind me in the morning if I forget, why were they standing to oppose Rythax? What was he attempting that was so terrible that they thought to partner with Unger?
You said when you first told us about Rythax that Rythax was called the Ashbringer.
Yes.
He's
And she said it was, what, 2,000 years after?
3,000 years after the Ash.
So he must have done something in the past.
Or rose again.
What if this map, what if he was coming here to find the wand? What if this map was a guide for him?
I wouldn't know about the ages, would I?
What if this map was for him to find the wand?
And this is
The
why I always play dumb characters so that
The poem.
I never have that carryover.
Let him finish.
the poem on the back of the map might have described the original Ash.
The shrine did look like Tyrax from the
I sit down immediately
interloped.
and seeing these red lines, I start tracing them and I add them in much more definition on our map as well.
What if
Yeah,
there's
because we found the last piece in the fucking shrine,
Yes.
Bastion had
right?
it. The last piece in the map,
Bastion had it?
Bastion had it.
Bastion, that's it.
Oh, what a pee-pee. He lied.
No, the last piece of the map you found in.
Oh, I thought it
the
was
Oh,
in. I thought
I
it was in the
understood that
ash.
as
at
well,
its
yeah.
beginning.
That
have
helps.
the third
That's
piece
what I
of the
thought.
map.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It
I'll
was in the
take
ash.
notes, but I've got a good
See,
feeling.
in my brain,
the
the
ash
ash
of
of his
Bastion.
body.
No,
yeah.
no.
Okay.
What if those red markings are corrupted ley lines? Like feedback.
They could
The
very well
magic
be. How did
pushing
we?
back.
How did we miss this? How did I miss?
Because we were excited
I
about the
saw
blue.
these this time, and I just thought that was normal.
Louise the wand, not the.
We also
Right.
used the wand and not the
Same way that
torch.
Thistle attuned to the wand right away, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, same energy.
I had a really good time. What does it feel? What like now that I've got this ley line connection? What does it feel like to be close to a ley line?
As you sort of feel that connection, it's almost like being close to a power line, too close to a power line, where you can, it's like you can feel the energy kind of crackling off of it.
That like hum.
Yeah, you feel the hum in the air, you feel that energy crackling, and it feels like if you were to cast a spell, it would jump. That like electricity would arc and jump into yours.
There's nothing over here in Keshwara.
It's like being near a live.
After looking at these, Thistle would sort of.
I hate to say it, but I think we need to go to this forest. Something Something calls me to
There's
it.
red ones over by that far.
Okay.
This is the emanation of every ley
Every
line.
ley line seems to
That's
origin.
where that's
Well,
where
we
the
can
ley
call
lines
him
are coming out
solid
of.
from Ben.
Well, once he gets us here, we can. Vermalhask is where we came from, which is right here. It's close to Vermalhask.
Great. We'll do that.
We'll have to go to because when Asari erupted, they said that everything on this island was covered
After the ash.
after the eruption. Was it 2 years ago?
Gillian, yeah.
And Galean was absolutely
That side of the island.
this side of the island. So this side is I am certain that because we thought that the ley lines emanated from the volcano. It comes from this forested region here. It has to.
What if Thistle's right? What if the ash denotes his return?
That it's the eruption of Asari is predicting his return.
Well, I
The
mean,
eruption of Asari is because of his return.
the ash
All right.
erupted.
Wrathax.
Rythax.
The ash erupted. She said she was from, what, 2,000 years?
No, 3,000
No,
years
like,
after the
After the ash.
Yes.
It's 2,000 years after the Dawn War, and
No,
she
no.
doesn't have any point of
I know,
reference
but
to that. So it's like,
what if the ash that she's referring to is an eruption of the volcano?
She's from our future?
No. I'm saying
that it erupted in the
I'm
past.
saying it
I have
erupted in the
6
past.
intelligence. What are we doing, team?
It's
he says in character, I've quantified my intelligence. It's 6.
Let us rest, and we can ask her in the morning. I believe she will have lots of answers for us.
You better keep careful watch. She's been there for a long time. My fear is that somebody could have been watching her.
I also think we need to. There's going to be ramifications to what we've done.
Yes.
we should.
Both in taking the wand and waking.
But
That's just the second part.
Well, her absence may be conspicuous, like we should.
we've also introduced an element to this world that hasn't been in it for thousands
We
of
should
years.
introduce her to Ben. Ben can keep her safe, maybe.
Adam finds that a scary prospect.
yeah,
that is
yeah.
fucking terrifying.
This'll trust Ben,
We'll
but
talk
you
to her in the
understand this.
morning. She said she has the talkie talk, and I agree. We keep eyes on
Her
her.
name is Felice.
Not with the
Phyllis.
manacles.
Phyllis.
Because that was touchy. Although we should be quick with the manacles in the future. Do you want to hang on to the manacles? Because you're quite beary, which suggests that you're not the one to take prisoners.
I can hand them off to someone else.
I'll take the manacles if you're looking for some like a good time. Yeah, great.
Unshackle yourself.
No,
Yeah,
it's
Phyllis
freaks
Highbrook,
me out.
High Mage of the Safra Order, Servant of Arcanist Supreme Axal, Wielder of Comet Fall, and the Paragon of Centuria.
Can I check? Can I cast detect magic on her?
Oh yeah.
Do I detect something called the Comet Fall?
You don't get the name of whatever you.
No, but do I detect something that like
you
I
detect a
assume it
wand.
would
She
be
has a wand, yeah,
Okay.
and her robes seem magical too.
Okay.
And I just want to say this right off the top.
I'll send it to you. Thank you.
And I'm not saying this because I think we're going to do it, but I think you're right that there are enormous ramifications for breaking her out of that. But she's still a person. She has an unfathomable and untouchable amount of knowledge of the past and of the history, and she deserves our respect. Off the top.
You keep talking about it like we're gonna bully everything we meet.
We do generally do.
I'm not about to shit her pants. Pants.
Hans! I shan't shoot her Hans!
I'm not saying it like we're gonna do. I just need to put it out there because when things break bad, chaos can happen, and I'm just putting it out there.
I think what Shai is trying to say is, in this instance, we need to be reverent.
I
Your
think-
reverence is really the goal here.
I think importantly,
You see, John Wick has
John Wick will
curled
never
up.
forgive us.
Oh,
into
sweet
her.
baby.
I think importantly, as well, I think we're on the precipice of something cataclysmic. The eruption of the volcano, the shifting of the ley lines.
Was a sign.
It's all a sign that something is happening.
Something is coming.
Unger is. It seems like there is discord in the divide. She could be our best resource, or the world's best resource, to help aid in this.
Exactly.
I think what we should do, and we will broach this with her, but my idea would be we explain to her the seriousness of her position, and we ask Ben to protect her without divulging to him who she is. She can choose to share what she wants to share when she is ready. I believe she's powerful enough to look after herself.
I agree.
But Ben could protect her the way he's protecting others that we care about, not knowing what exactly she is yet.
Sorry.
If in her, apologies, if in her title, the Paragon of Centuria, nobody gets a title like that without being at the forefront. I think you're absolutely right, Thistle. I think you are so right. And she could make she could make big change. And if she gets captured or falls into the wrong hands.
I might be mixing things up. In my brain, this is going to be wrong. Wraithax, God, was against Ungle. Was there evidence of that, or did we
the
come to that
Centuria paired up with the
Trigon
Trigon
elves.
elves, and they made a tentative alliance with the Legion of Ungle, even though that was bad. Even though they knew that the Legion of Ungle was bad, they made a tentative
to take down
Wraithax. No, they
with
and that was
the
and
Legion
she
of
said that
Ungle.
was a tenuous
but
allegiance.
Ungle and Wraithax don't like each other. So
No.
the stuff that's happening in the Divide. Oh, there's so much going on, Tim. I'm a dummy.
There's a lot of
But also just like keep in mind that like whatever would have been bad enough that they would consider an allegiance with Ungle means that he was doing something
bad.
And not only that, but not only are
Are we doing this in character, or are we doing this outside of the game?
this is just me
Above the game.
Above-
Yeah.
Not
I
only-
don't think Esper's this deep.
not
in
only-
this.
Alright, roll your sleeves up. We're chatting.
We're taking
not
a 30
only-
second.
little interim chat water. in
not
the middle of the
only
episode.
are the what do you call it?
Leyline?
Leylines.
Dragon people.
the
Dathians.
Dathians.
Dathians. Not only are the Dathians trying to get the wand, that's what they're looking for,
And the ley lines itself. themselves.
but the Gideon's people are also looking for the wand.
So
the
Ungle's
wand-
people are looking like a person who is attached to
We
Ungle.
don't know that Gideon's
don't-
attached to
we
Ungle.
don't know
We
that.
just assumed that because
Right.
we thought the wand
Death.
could control Ungle. But the wand it allows someone to channel like the power of the ley line. So there's this artifact that essentially can like destroy
Wow.
worlds, and we fucking
Screaming.
have it in character. In character, in
19-year-old.
character.
Ebo baby gets it all.
We've given the fucking Star Destroyer gun to the fucking kid who's like, hey.
We've given
Oh my
a
God.
child the Death Star.
keys to the Death Star.
actually.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
In character,
My
it's
grandpa's Palpatine. I'm a Skywalker.
in character, Thistle would say, I do believe it is important that she does not find out that we are in possession
Yeah. Yeah.
of you know what.
Oh yeah.
Not yet.
No, yeah.
I owe you.
Ask her some questions
Yes.
first.
All right, let's get some rest.
Let's get some
And she
answers.
said.
I'll take first
And
watch.
she said.
I'll take second. I will take watch with you. I mean,
She said that she has a way for all of us to understand her, and that's one question at a time. We don't want to overwhelm her. She's still, if those last couple fights have taught me anything, when you go down as many times as I'm expecting she did, it's going to be a couple days before she's back at her full faculties. And we also need to be prepared that she may bolt. She may try to leave us if something breaks bad, or if she feels like we are a danger to her, she may try and bolt.
I believe we should.
I have an idea. Do you want to finish your?
Yeah, you seem like you're mid-sneeze.
You're mid-
I was,
He became drift compatible.
yeah.
Not easy for
I
us
was
again.
gonna say,
I believe we should start the conversation with tell us the story.
That came up to her.
Allows her to tell us uninterrupted the history leading up to that she remembers of the war with the
Wraithax.
Wraithax. Thank you. But also, John Wick has a fork tuned to a different plane, and we know they were working with the Triwood.
Trigon.
You think that they'll
Get them
get
words.
It could be that it could be get word, go to the other, go to the Feywild and warn them.
I don't know much about traveling between planes, but will you think that fork will help people cross planes?
The people who I have encountered, who were from your plane in my world, always had some sort of item that allowed them to shift between planes.
And you think that's it?
It appears to be something that vibrates in a way that makes me believe it could be. Now, I can't tell where it is tuned to, but if they were working with someone in the Feywild, it makes me think that that is most likely what its purpose is. We can ask her in the morning.
We should get some rest.
Yes.
But when she wakes up, if we can... John Wick seems to trust you in some way. If she can wake up to the image of John Wick seemingly trusting us, that would probably go a long way. Maybe, I don't know.
We've kept her being safe. That's
So
probably a
maybe
bit
in
of
the morning,
currency.
just be like playing with him or something, I don't know.
Sure, I'll take last watch.
I'll take that watch with you, Mary.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay. I'm, yeah. Yep.
Who's taking first watch?
I will.
Thistle and I.
All right. Perception checks.
Are you taking first or the second?
I'll take the second one.
Are you not giving it because you
I don't have proficiency.
perception?
Oh, I do have proficiency. Wait. Oh no, that's persuasion.
No, I'll stay
have
with
a plus
the boys.
10.
I'll stay with the boys.
I'm gonna sleep so that I can get rid of this
That,
level
get
of
that
exhaustion.
exhaustion.
Be in my
Oh, hell yeah.
honk shoe me era.
21.
21.
17.
19.
All right. With a 21 and a 19.
It's me.
You are all kind of holed up in this small shelter, fairly well hidden.
Tim, before you describe, I think I have something that might mix things up a little bit. Might give us a little. It's still daytime, right?
It's the sun is setting.
As we're like losing the light, like, you know, presumably after like an hour or so, I would love. Fuck, I love casting spells in this place. Like, Mark is delighted by like the sun's getting darker. And he's like, wow, I can see pretty good. That's pretty rad.
Yeah, this is new to
It's
you.
pretty fucking cool.
Guys, when is sunset here?
But like we're like caved in, we're like in a thing, we're in a fish, and he like in the way that he can like create a connection, and it's almost like he puts his self into things. He's like, can I just take self out? And he is going to cast clairvoyance.
Have you roll a d10 for me, please.
Come on.
big, good result.
Yeah.
I don't know what big.
8 is what we're looking for.
8. This is an even. This is good.
Oh, that's
It doesn't particularly affect this. Yeah, because you're targeting yourself. So.
And I would just love to extend the duration from 10 minutes to 20. I can put it anywhere with.
Actually, you know what?
Oh.
Because of your proximity to where you are, concentration on your spell can't be broken by damage.
Tight.
Dope.
Awesome.
Just in the tank,
I'm
just
gonna be
like.
punching him.
So yeah, I would love to send a little orb that can either see or hear an invisible, just piece of self. I like. It's like my consciousness like floats through the air. I would like to sit like essentially like 100 feet above the ground, like wherever their like cruising heights were. That's where I kind of want to be. And I just want to spend 20 minutes just as the light is dying, like hopefully giving us a heads up of like a
Nice.
mile.
Very cool.
20 minutes just all throughout sunset. And like when the sun goes down, I can't see anymore. We're gonna flick on the ears, and hopefully they're like.
Well, you
talking
said you have
about-
dark vision.
For 60 feet.
Yeah.
Hey, let's be clear, team. Dark vision doesn't mean that you can see everywhere. It's within 60
Finnan
feet.
could, but nobody else
Yeah,
could.
he hit a $120.
You see, as the sun is getting low, you can see something on the horizon moving towards in your direction. And as it comes closer, you can see a much larger wyvern.
Oh, great.
Flanked by 2 of the regular-sized wyvern that you saw, which were already large.
Great.
As it moves, like, kind of sweeping across the land, and you can hear, like, you from inside can hear the large wing beats kind of in the distance as they scan across down the riverbanks, and they kind of take a wide arc around. And you get a pretty good view as it flies almost over top of you in your clairvoyant's eyes. You see atop the large wyvern, you see a gold dragonborn.
Yep.
And you can see her lance is quite impressive, dark steel, and you can see the bottom is studded with rubies. And you can see on her helmet as well that she wears, she's in full plate armor. You can see the kind of wings, like the kind of winged fringe that's on it is black with rubies kind of studded up the side. You see as she's kind of like gazing down, her eyes narrowing across as she takes a wide arc, and the other two.
I'll like give the little heads up. They're on the way here. Should we wake up?
Are they on their way here?
They
or
pass
they've
by.
passed
They
by?
pass over and continue on.
Oh, so like
They don't seem to-
we see them ahead of time.
Yeah, like they literally like come through
Oh,
and around.
We're good.
Good thing Mary had that spell.
And good thing, yeah, I'm not awake. Sorry.
I just wanted to. I think we're okay for the time being.
I think so.
I don't know if we should. I am worried that we will not be able to clear the distance on foot before we are discovered again. It is one thing to hide the night and survive the night, but they will keep looking.
Do you want Ben to come get us?
I don't know. I know it's not wise to cast magic in here, but it's either cast one teleport spell or fight our way out against the entire Dathian army.
We talked to the wizard. Wizard stopping time. She's gonna have something, you know.
Yeah, but
Yes, but where she's going to teleport us to?
Maybe not tell. The point is,
Castles exist where they
we
weren't.
can't make any plans until we know who we're talking to, and she's probably on our side. The dragon-coated people probably not her favorite. I know she's sort of out of an older generation, and they're cooler with making those kinds of judgments, and so I think we just roll with that, you know.
You know
My
what, Mark?
God. I hate that you have the wand. It's so stressful to me now.
I always trust your judgment. So
Yes, wise.
you are wise, Mark.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's get some rest. We'll wake the next lot.
Before we take some rest,
Oh, jeez.
Mark loves communing with things, and he's like, this thing is fucking turbo loaded with fucking divine, arcane, goobly-gok. It probably has a mind of its own. Mark is just gonna kind of freeball it. He doesn't really know. He's never been taught how to do this, but he's been able to connect to things that are difficult to connect to in the past, and it's like a second attunement, if that makes any sense. Like, he'd love to just like knock knock, who's there? Sort of like, hello, I'm Mark. What's good?
Okay.
I understand you've been maybe asleep for a while. How are you doing?
All right.
Do you come here often?
As you attempt to reach out to this thing, you can feel there is almost a barrier up. There is potential in this thing. Similar to that feeling of being close to a live wire when you're near those ley lines, there is this kind of dormant power that is not activated. It's in an ashen state at the moment. So as you reach farther, you're not able to tap into it yet. You're not able to break through that barrier. And you guys don't have a fire going or anything.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. When I identified it, I was like, this is an artifact that can awaken.
Yeah, I get that. You know, it's not always easy to open up, but things stick to us, so we'll work on that. and I will tuck it into my knee-high boots. And I checked it against my actual leg, and I think that's the best. Because I was like, if it's in here, my cloak, like my clothes really billow beautifully, and this would fuck it all up, and that would tip people off. But my knee-high boots are really firm.
Do you? I know you probably don't, but you don't share any of that feeling that you had with the wand.
Feeling. Oh,
Trying to reach
the
out.
The private conversation I just had with my wand?
Yeah,
with you?
You don't share that.
That's
With
the
you?
greatest sentence.
No.
No, I share feelings with my wand because we're a partnership.
I will
understand.
say, I will say that Esper would have described a fairly similar.
Yeah, when you
vibe,
identified
there
it,
was
you-
that potential that isn't yet realized within the item.
Okay. Could I see the wand again?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to take a peek.
Yeah, sure.
Don't burn yourself.
I won't.
You said there is a phoenix on the back.
This looks to be something carved, yeah, on the end. Yeah.
I don't know how attached you are to this wand yet, but I think we should try and burn it.
Maybe not tonight.
My thinking is a phoenix rises from the ashes. And there's another. He seemed to, Esper seemed to say that there could be potentially more to the wand's power. Something to activate it.
Oh, fuck. Also, all these conversations are happening silently because I've learned my lesson from the fucking vampire. Sorry.
Just a thought.
Yeah, I think that's actually probably worth a tick. And when we're not being actively pursued.
That wand lets you cast a spell.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What if you breathed fire onto it?
Yeah, maybe.
No, not
later.
right now,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
But that watch wyvern, absolutely. I forgot.
Also,
about that.
yeah, but that's
Yeah,
Visible, yeah, it's
very-
visible smoke.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm talking about the fire breath.
yeah. We'll fire breath it later.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that.
Let's wait the next watch.
Do we want a watch wyvern? That sounds kind of cool.
No,
it'll
because
be
it's
visible.
visible.
Oh, fuck.
That helps if we're out in the forest and we know that there's people around who maybe don't know where we are.
Or it's like, don't fuck with us.
Yeah, we
You're
don't
so cool
want.
with
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll fall asleep then.
The thing is, I know that Mark is that kind of person.
No,
that's
Mark,
just like
Mark
sleep
sleeps the peaceful sleep of the unoppressed, baby.
Yeah. Sleep of
Oh,
privilege.
did you say the word sleep?
You'll wake up the others, right?
Like his time from head to pillow to being actually like in REM sleep is like nanoseconds.
I also feel like there's maybe an element of like you did clairvoyance and you're like, I did a good job, I'm done.
Yeah, I've earned it.
Early. That's it, early.
All right, who's taking second watch?
And I'll fill them both in of the things that we've discussed and the sweeping dragon bad people.
I lean over to Miri. And I would say this, you understand primordial, don't you?
Oh yeah.
I say this so I speak Aquan, but Aquan is a dialect of primordial. So I speak in primordial to you. I'm gonna just speak to you in primordial because I don't know if she speaks it, but just in case, for right now, feels like a tongue that not a lot of people.
Sure. It's nice to hear. I haven't heard it in a while.
Yeah.
I like your accent.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like it's almost like French to Spanish. It's like
Yeah.
it's close enough that you can understand each other, but
Yeah,
it's like
you derive it down to whatever the core language was. It's my mama always made sure that we could. She spoke so many languages. Tried to make sure that we were able to converse with as many people as possible, or at least I did. So it's been a bit rusty. I haven't spoken much Aquan or Primordial in a long time.
Haven't been home in a while.
At that, you see just like this, like, Shy just like almost, there is a visual of just kind of like that collapsing into herself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm realizing that you don't know. They all know a bit more. My mama left Keshera when I was 9, and Adri was 1. And she's a very powerful magic user. Her magic is the same as Adri's. She can control the moonlight and the tides, and she made Cachoeira glow, this shine from her. And then we woke up one morning and she was gone. And we stayed in Cachoeira, me and Adri and my dad, for maybe... My dad tried to make it work as long as he could, but there was just too much theirs. We stayed probably 3 or 4 years longer than we should have. And then we tried to make our way over to Ellery, but got stuck in Yorin. So, and then everything kind of just fell apart from there. And I haven't been back to Cachoeira since.
I'm sorry, I guess.
It's not your fault she left.
No. I understand not feeling like home exists anymore in the same way.
'Cause, forgive me for being presumptuous, but you're not from Clore originally, are you?
No. I grew up in Cinderfall.
Okay.
But it's not home for me.
Where is home?
I'm not sure yet. But it's probably with people who think like me. People there don't think like me.
In Cinderfall?
Yeah, not so much.
I ain't never been. That's far.
It's not too exciting. It's gray.
The embroidery on your jacket is not the same embroidery as the stuff with Wraithax, is it?
No.
But it's a different dragon.
I have a question just for clarity. Cinderfall is the volcano island, not the place in the Fire Plains, right?
No, it's the volcano.
What was the city in the Fire Plains called?
The brass city of the Tyne, I think.
The walled city of
The
Tyne.
walled city of Tyne.
Sorry, I just was like... a deep cut. It was
Deep
a
lore
deep
cut.
Cool DM. Cool DM knows
Walled city of
some more.
Tyne.
I was just like,
Cool deal.
in my brain, I was
But
like, Cinderfall, the Fire Plains, that's crazy.
After the Titans moved, there was a lot of there was a lot of, because it was already an open portal, like where the temple
King's
was.
Cauldron.
Oh, yeah,
King's
yeah,
Cauldron
yeah.
was an
Because
open
that's
It was
where
like
we went.
they- yeah,
That's
they
where
were
we went
linked.
through to the
Yeah,
Fire
yeah,
It
Plains.
became it essentially has grown into kind of a more bustling,
Like a two-plane city, basically.
basically.
That's dope.
And
San Antonio.
so, this dragon here, that's not Wraithax, is it?
No, that's sort of a bit of an inside joke to myself. That's Garax.
Oh, like the Titan.
Yeah. Everyone back home, most of my family were pretty obsessed with him.
Your family's from the fire elemental plane.
Well, I don't really know any of my, I guess, fire elemental family. So,
Okay.
but I mostly grew up amongst the Dragonborn.
I understand.
They're very into Garax to a point that just didn't make sense to me. I found it kind of oppressive. There was not a lot of openness to
Other ways of thinking.
other ways of thinking or being, and I kind of stuck out there, as I do here, but it's different. Everyone sticks out here. No offense.
I have stuck out almost everywhere I go. That wasn't Cachoeira, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah. These don't really, I just gestured to my very large webbed ears. These don't really go anywhere that I'm not noticed, so.
That's fair. Yeah, we're an odd bunch.
Yeah. My, the reason I ask, my mama is from the water elemental plane.
Oh.
She's from, Elucia. She told me about it once. There was a time where Elucia was locked away in the water elemental plane, and when the Triton were allowed to come through, she came with her parents, and a large majority of the Triton settled in Cachoeira. That's why she has and Adri have frills, and I don't, because she's an Elucian.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
Sorry.
no, go ahead.
You want to know a lot about your past, don't you? Are you interested? You seem interested in your own story.
I have so many questions that I wanted to ask her,
about who you are? Or
Yeah. And she just was gone.
can I ask something that may sound offensive, possibly? I'm worried.
Try me.
Why does that matter? Why do the things about you that you don't already know matter?
I think at this point, it matters less for me. And it matters more for Adri. His magic is inexplicably tied to her. Their magic is the same. And I have so much that is unresolved with her. So much that she should have been there for. And I will never get that back. There's things she's missed. There's things I needed her for. There's things my dad needed her for, and she wasn't there. She left us to raise a baby alone.
That's quite a lot.
And now Adri has her powers, and I've seen no one else or heard of no one else with that kind of magic.
Okay.
So she owes that to me and to him.
I understand why you'd want some answers.
And if I never see her again after that, then that's it for me.
Okay. I hope you can find that. I really want you to find that. I want you to find those answers. I'm gonna hold a little bit of anger for you, okay? Just a little bit.
I hold a lot of anger for me. So
Yeah. Can I have some?
anytime.
Just a bit.
Anytime. Why do you think punching feels so good?
Yeah. I'm more of a punching from a distance.
I love that for you.
Okay.
Also, I love having you here, Miri.
She doesn't quite know how to process that, and just kind of looks over you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I this is bizarre. This is terrifying, but there's something that feels like a next step, like a true next step.
Yeah.
The next right thing, you know? So,
Yeah.
that's nice. We'll see. Yeah.
Well, good.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, you too.
I'd say anytime, but you gotta corner me sometimes. So.
I'm pretty good at getting people in the corner, so.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Can I have perception checks from you?
Oh, God.
No, we were having emotions.
I would have guidance as I went to bed.
And then it wore off through the course of the All right.
Does it wear off?
No, you can have guidance.
Thank you.
No perception checks. They succeed because of emotions.
Friendship.
I'm so distracted by John Wick. I have 9.
9.
Yeah.
Flirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay. You see, a little while after this conversation takes place, kind of as you're getting closer to morning, still a few hours you figure before there's light in the sky, you see 3 creatures on the other side of the river. From where you can see, you can kind of across. Yeah, you're not quite at the lake. Yeah,
Right here?
kind of right there.
Yeah.
You can see them in the distance, a little ways. But it looks like 3 figures riding atop fairly large drakes. And you can see the drakes kind of at the edges of the river, kind of sniffing and looking around and scanning. And then they continue on west.
How many hours would it have been between the patrols? That
There's
first wyvern pass?
most of the, probably 6 hours at least.
So I'd be trying to, parse out the time from when they told us, and then
Yeah, and it's probably at least about an hour or 2 before,
dawn.
yeah.
Okay.
We're done.
So we'd finish off our watch, and then
Everybody comes to.
As soon as Esper wakes up, Mary, cover your amulet.
Oh, yeah. I tuck it into my
I take
inner robe.
I take off the belt.
I'll tuck the knife into one of my back sheets.
Pull my sleeves down.
She wakes up to all of you just very quietly putting things in.
But Mark's standing there with the wand.
No, it's canonically in my room. I checked it out.
Tucked behind his ear.
I offer her some coffee I made. It's warm and flavorful.
And you watch as she pulls out a spell book, beautifully leather-bound book. She kind of flips through, and she recites kind of an incantation. And you hear as she's finishing it, her words kind of slip into common. Do you understand me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Philes Highbrook.
My name is Esper Declan.
I'm shy.
Thistle.
Mark Dwyler.
Mirielle, I saw your message in, well, we call him John Wick.
Oh. Yes.
We found him on a tree.
He was stuck.
He's really cute. I just like.
We love him.
Yeah.
For the record, he's been trying to get the message out for a long time. He's quite dedicated.
You still had the message.
Yeah.
After all this time.
You see a tear slips down her face.
We reckon it's been
It's been. What year is it? 2000.
it's 2436.
But that's measured from a time, an event called the Dawn War.
We don't know how long happened.
We don't know between when you were around and when the Dawn War happens, but it's been at least 2,000 years beyond that.
Right.
I would maybe reckon if I were to take any form of a guess, maybe 5,000 years.
Maybe more. I'm sorry.
Yes. Well, I'm glad he survived.
We're glad you survived. That was some mighty impressive magic work on your part.
It only felt like a second.
We were hoping, if it's fresh, you could tell us what happened up until recently.
I'm not sure where to begin.
How did the war start?
Everything we
Pretend that I'm 5.
Everything
Like I
we
know.
know has been lost to myth and legend. This area we call Wraithmoor. People say that 2 armies met here and fought, and that's why it's like how it is.
Only 2.
That's what I grew up on the island to the southeast. I grew up there, and we were always told stories that a big magical war or a calamity of some kind happened there, and we were not to go. That was all we know.
It was calamitous.
It's bad here.
Yes, it started with an eruption.
From the volcano.
Yes. To the south.
Mm-hmm.
Ash covered the sky for about 5 years.
Okay, good. We're what, 2 into that? That's fine.
And then he came.
Rhythax?
Tyrax.
Tyrax.
He believed himself to be Rhythax reborn. Called himself the Ash Weaver.
Ash Weaver.
And he wielded a terrible weapon. Greyfire.
Like a sword?
No. A wand.
What
Weird.
made it terrible?
He was able to tap into the blood of Rhythax.
Say more about that.
The bloodlines have been discovered.
The blood of Rhythax?
Yes, when Rhythax was killed, his blood seeped into the world.
Oh no!
Hence the red ley lines.
The red fucking lines.
Oh shit! He's
The red lines.
They're different ley lines.
Yeah, they're.
And who,
Yeah, they're completely different.
how did Rhythax die?
Fuck. Fuck.
Wow. We gave such a bad weapon to the kid. Oh no.
He,
Fuck.
I can vote.
In what?
my people don't have an exact record. It happened 3,000 years ago. That is what we call the Ash.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He was the first dragon god. And he killed hundreds of other gods. Left ash in his wake. There was a group of 7 who stood against him and won. And where he was killed, his blood seeped around the world.
Okay.
Were the 7 who stood against him, was Ungol one of them?
He was.
What happened
And his
to Ungle?
Ungol's siblings?
We are not sure, but at some point he fell.
Uncle Phil.
Yes, something turned. And his followers died. Became something unliving.
The Legion, you said.
And you fought
Yes.
with them
We did.
against Tyrax.
We believed it was our only chance. After the Smoking Dawn, we felt like we had no other choices.
The Centuria, your people, and the Paragon elves joined forces with the Legion to
Yes.
stand up against Tyrax. Tyrax.
Tyrax went through much of the world, destroying some of the most powerful magocracies.
You said in your message that John was sending that Tyrax was going to fall. Correct? Am I misremembering that? It sounds like things were going your way towards the end, correct?
We believed we had the upper hand.
Tyrax will fall.
How did you do that?
We lured him here into a narrow valley. Many of the Drakenweir had fallen, and we believed we had him on the back foot.
Drakenweir.
Drakenweir being his followers,
His followers, yes.
the Dathians.
Can you tell us more about this weapon?
Greyfire.
Yeah.
He was able to tap into the power of Rythax's blood. We think that over time, it regained its potency. His blood carried a kind of magic, and over time it grew and pooled.
What did the weapon allow Tyrax to do?
He could empower his magic beyond anything you've ever seen.
Cool.
He burned an entire peninsula, turned it to sand.
Oh my god.
What? He turned the M&K Penosaur. That's it.
We are in the deep lore. Hello, Reverend.
Just deflating the balloon of tension with a fart sound. Makes so much
Oh
Adam.
my god. Shut up,
I
Adam.
worked so hard on this, Adam.
I knew it was coming. I knew this was on. I knew that would happen.
Oh my god.
One spelling mistake has been your.
You're undoing.
That's your actions
Jim. I'm
Achilles
sorry.
Achilles heel.
But as I drop back into character, but Tyrax. Am I saying that right? Tyrax?
Tyrax.
Tyrax?
Tyrax.
Tyrax? Okay, so I'm bad with accents. But Tyrax, without the weapon, just a regular dragon guy, right?
I would not say regular. He was a powerful half-dragon in his own right.
Okay. Okay.
Very charismatic leader. And determined.
Was his goal to, if he saw himself as a channel of Rythax, was his goal to bring Rythax back to the material plane?
I think he thought he was Rythax.
Exactly. He wanted to kill every magic user he could find.
Rythax has is against magic users. A prejudice.
He believed us to be gatekeepers.
And that magic should Tyrax wanted to offer magic to everyone, I guess. What gate was were you keeping, in his
I
opinion?
think he wanted to eliminate it altogether.
All magic.
Yes.
Did not everyone have access to it who wanted it?
Well, those of us who spent time learning, studying, or were inborn with magic.
Hey, gang, where have we heard the phrase gatekeeping magic before?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all aware. Mr. Moss.
Society forms around the strong, does it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tends to. I've observed that. Totally cool.
What was happening when you cast, obviously other than you being shot full of arrows? What happened that day? What was going on that day?
Has the magic here always been strange?
No, in the last few years it had gotten stranger and more erratic.
Was that post your volcanic eruption?
Yes.
Weird.
We believe that Tyrex was slain. It appears someone stabbed him with a sword in the back.
From the stories that are told.
From the stories that are told.
There are images.
Ancient mosaics.
Interesting.
But 2 years ago, the volcano erupted.
Again.
You see she goes ghost white.
It's
Sorry.
it's been 2 years, and it destroyed half of the island, choked out everything, and the continent right now, from the ashes spread far, and the people are suffering.
And a nation of Dragonborn have mobilized in looking for a map.
You have to kill them. You have to kill them all.
Question for you first. When Tyrex made himself known, was there something about him that... Was there something about him that set him apart? A way that we would be able to recognize...
A marking of some sort.
If he were to make himself apparent again.
No, the Drakenweir were a relatively small and insignificant people. But he led them to a series of very fast and very devastating victories, which culminated in the Smoking Dawn. And that's when we all took notice.
The Smoking Dawn was that.
When he burned the peninsula.
Right.
And those Tyrax that burnt.
Yes.
Down. Okay.
Kraken's deep.
Well, as far as next moves go, we are
Attempting to
we're what you call heroes. We're trying to do good for the realm, and we're trying to link up with a very powerful and wise mage who coordinates us. But we are currently being pursued by some very nasty, we believe them to be the descendants of the Drakenweir. And so we took you and protected you. And
A lot of time has passed. They're not the same people.
I know that our goal right now, and I will clarify for you that our goal right now is getting out of here. Is getting out of Wraithmoor. We are headed to the island where my people are, to the south. It's been relatively untouched by a lot of things, as far as I know, and we have way of transport from there. We would like to have you come with us if you would.
Yes, I won't be able to travel very quickly, but I can alter my form to help move myself a bit quicker.
2 questions for you. Do you have the ability to magically teleport?
I can, but I'm not sure anywhere I could take you still exists.
I mean, the places exist. If it was somewhere decently unoccupied,
It would still create a risk.
all I'm saying is anywhere is better than here, even if it is to somewhere where we are still in the middle of nowhere.
I can take you to another plane.
Could you take us?
That sounds very exciting.
Secondly, our dear friend's fork.
Yes, I can take you to the Feywild.
But we can't get out of
You
there.
love that.
No,
I'm from there.
But it could be weeks.
you could get us out of the Feywild, right?
I can.
But the question is not the time. It's the time dilation that happens.
Yes,
Adrian and Ben were there for a couple hours, and they were gone for a month. We've told Ben that we will be in Kesha in a week.
We messaged him again.
If Tyrax came back, could he come back as something other than a dragon?
I have no idea. He believed himself to be a descendant of Wraithax. And that's why he claimed that title.
And forgive me, but the magic that is required to get us to the Feywild is very powerful magic, is it not?
Yes.
My worry. Something she said about gatekeeping magic.
I know. I heard that too.
We don't know anything about him.
I will clarify. Moss is not opposed to magic. To be fair, Moss is opposed to equal access, not the elimination of. So though he might have a similar opinion about not gatekeeping, it's not gatekeeping for the sake of expunging, but rather gatekeeping for the sake of equal access. I believe it's a very different viewpoint of a similar problem.
I agree.
Yeah, he's more like a social equality kind of guy.
Yes.
He doesn't want to obliterate magic. He just
Wants to share it.
he believes that when he didn't get access to the college, that wasn't fair.
Was Tyrex like eating the magic? Did it make him more powerful, or was he just trying to get rid of it altogether?
I think he wanted to burn it out of the world.
Like a passion project, okay.
He saw it as a disease. A corrupted.
Okay.
Were your people primarily magic users?
The ones in charge, yes.
They're a magocracy.
And were the Trigon people, were they a magocracy as well?
Yes.
Okay.
All of the most successful civilizations of our time were all at the cutting edge of the arcane.
That's no longer really the case.
The pursuit of the arcane is no longer...
From our
Have you ever heard of feudalism?
I think what we're trying to say is that what happened after that, what you're describing, what the events that unfolded after you became stuck, is that
That's why the Caraxians were so advanced.
everything kind of not reset itself, but new divisions of power and new ways of existing had to be reestablished. Some of the biggest... Go ahead.
No. You
Some of
finish your thought.
the biggest... I'm still learning about this continent and the worlds beyond, but some of them are based on military prowess with magic, but not with magic at the forefront.
And some are just based on dynasties, bloodlines.
Question. You've got the Magocracy, you've got the Trigons in the Feywild. Ungol, with his legion, what was going on there? Like, what was the power play? Were they just like on a spooky little island and they kept to themselves? Or were they like spreading across the world?
They lived on the island of Divinus.
Divinus.
It was... When Ungol's people fell, they had at one time a fairly large civilization. And as I said, something happened and many of them died and others succumbed to a kind of undeath. And it was small and contained. It was not... They were... Ungol came to us.
Uh-huh.
We never saw them as a threat, more like...
They weren't like spreading or anything.
They were like lepers.
Kept to themselves. Yeah, lepers. Way ahead of you. Okay, good. Well, something hasn't changed. So you'll find that familiar, and that'll be nice.
So we need to get out of here, right? Like,
Yes,
this
I-
is a terrible place to be.
Maybe we send to Ben and we say we need extraction immediately.
They're taking about 6 hours between the flybys.
If he can come here now and get us out, it's worth the risk, I believe.
Do
Will not. I do not
Do
think
we
will
want to
last
send?
another week.
Do we want to get him? We are at literally the convergence.
I understand, but I do not.
If he tries to teleport
He
us out of here.
doesn't know where we are. We can't describe that to him too well unless he knows the crater near the lake in the fucking Wraithmoor.
We don't know that he's ever been here. The only reason he was able to get us out of the Pale Range is because he's probably been through there.
So
You've been to the mountain where everything blew up. There's one location that we all know, and that's that spooky, wooky,
Sorry.
I've never been to the volcano.
Oh, you have to. It's lovely.
I think our best bet is the Feywild.
we've got 3 options, right? Really?
Kishira.
We go Feywilds, we continue overland.
What were you saying about a time dilation?
The time between when you're in the Feywild, I don't know if this was the same way that it was before, but the way that it is now is that you spend what seems to be a short amount of time in the Feywild, and it could be much, much longer. We had
Or the other way
Or
around.
the other way around.
we were split from some of our friends, and they got shunted into the Feywild, and they were there for maybe 6 hours, and we didn't see them again for a month.
We once had a friend who was in the Feywild for a day, and it was 2 years that elapsed.
Time flows
It
differently.
flows differently in the Feywild.
Interesting.
Did it
Was
not
that
do
not
that?
the way?
No.
Oh, interesting.
No, the time was identical as far as I know. We shared a day-night cycle.
The
It's almost like we've
There's-
thrown off balance.
There's a place in the Feywild that reflects this place called the Barrens.
It was once.
Created by what happened here. Maybe that's thrown everything out.
Yes, the calamity that occurred here burnt out the Triwood. It is now a barren.
yes.
I am
So
actually
again, tears just run down her face.
I am actually a descendant of the trees that were once in the Triwood.
I'm glad some survived.
We survived to.
And you see she looks down at John Wick, who has the Trigon symbol carved on the clay.
Oh,
Oh, you little Trigon boy.
This was a gift. The lamp was a gift from someone I love very deeply.
Trigon was the upside down triangle with the open. Cool.
I'm sorry.
It seems nothing was spared in Tyrax's wake.
And the time passed.
Can we get to the Feywild safely, though? The magic in this place is still so unpredictable.
I don't think we should shift planes.
I mean, it's different than what I was going through after the mud yesterday. Like, just, it's not as bad as I was having a hard time.
We can also travel under the spell that you can cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you are, you're fairly close to something.
Oh, yeah, maybe we walk, for an hour, all sneaky-like.
I think what was happening yesterday.
Look, I got hit by like a bad bit of magic sauce, and that fucked with my magic for a very inopportune wyvern fight. You know how it is. But we are near the heat, so to speak. We take a sneaky little hour
And only
away from the heat of magic.
Sure.
Then we head to the Feywild. Sounds good to me. All in favor? Aye.
I mean, what's our other option, right?
I would like to cast magic on myself to help me move, to keep up with you all.
of course.
Yeah, things just get a little weird, just heads up.
Do you need any healing?
No, I'm just exhausted. Her speed is halved. She's at 4 levels of exhaustion.
Woof.
Dang,
Been there.
Which means she was at 5 when she went to sleep last night.
Finally could have got someone with sickening radiance.
Just for you, you were saying that plane shift is a high level magic. The slow time that you dispelled was 9th
Ninth
level,
level.
so she's like a level 20 with
No.
she's-
I think the concern isn't that she can't cast it.
Oh,
It's
the
that-
concern
it's
is
It's that the higher the level of
compounding,
magic, the like
Greater
we
risk.
yeah.
we don't and like I don't. I'm gonna. Sorry, I'm putting my sleeves up here for a
Yeah,
second.
chat water.
As we're above
Chat
the
water.
game, above the game, just for a second. We don't. If we've been having low level magic fucked with, if she attempts to cast plane shifting, we have literal no guarantee that we are going to end up in the Feywild. That could shunt us somewhere so different.
Here's my thinking is I don't think the ley lines are what was fucking.
I know that.
Everything,
I know
yeah,
that. I know that.
Everything that is ley lined with you lot have just changed it. I think the even you tap into the ley lines, odd you're tapping into the blood.
Question for you. Have you ever been to the the where was it that was
The
blasted?
Smoking Dawn, where the Smoking Dawn happened.
Peninsula.
Yes.
Yes.
Have you been to the peninsula?
I've been to the edges of the mountain as a child.
The range.
Yes.
She can get us there.
That's a roll of the dice.
I mean, it's all a roll of the dice.
I know that.
I don't know if the exact place that I visited as a child is still there.
We absolutely cannot teleport anywhere, according to our friends.
I think that I am. If we are careful, I think we can make it out on foot. I am not a magic user. I don't know anything about what y'all do in this place. Fucks, pardon me, but it fucks with a lot of magic. It messes things up, and I'm scared that something bad. I'm not scared very often. I think we're gonna get shunted somewhere else.
I hear you. We should push on foot. Your concerns are very valid.
Let's at least we have to. We have to set it on foot anyway, right?
Yeah.
We have no choice.
Let's start.
I'm a little bit worried about these flyovers that seem to be
We
happening.
will just
but
have to try and be as stealthy as
And
possible.
I know I have been playing a bit more.
She's gonna cast a spell on herself.
Yeah, go
She's
for it.
waiting. She's no.
I know that I have been more cautious, probably, than y'all have been lately, and I apologize for that if I am naysaying over and over and over again. And that comes from a selfish place. I just found Andrew again. I know where he is. I can't risk anything happening that will put me so much farther away from him. But if that's what you think is best, then okay, I'm one person.
I mean, the demon we know is a big-ass wyvern with a princess on it, flanked by other wyverns. That's what's keeping us there. We don't know what's on the other side, but you're making a pretty compelling case, and we do need to move off a little bit regardless. So for the time being, roll them bones.
She rolled an 8.
That's good. We like that.
I like how you say that like I know
Her
what that
skin
means.
turns inside out.
Hey!
You see, like as she transforms, she casts polymorph on herself. As she kind of kneels down into a small, very muscular-looking jaguar.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Small jaguar.
Yes, Tim!
They're from antiquity.
Ancient mini jaguar.
Mini jaguar.
The size
I
of a
love that
cat.
you're like very muscular.
The size
And
of
you
a
see
cat.
there is like a kind of a pulse of arcane energy. She gains the same effect of concentration on her spell, can't be broken by damage. And as you begin to head out through the waste, that's where we're going to take our break.
Tim, you
My
just
brain
Big lore drop.
big lore.
Yeah,
I feel like every other episode we're just getting like a lore dump.
I got a
Lore
question for Chatwater, so if you want to know what that question is, on Patreon.
Yeah.
We are going to take a tight 10 to go stew this over, and we will be back with more of Wraithmoor. After this. Okay, we'll see you soon. Bye.
When the world is in trouble and you don't know what to do, gotta call Blackwater and they'll kick some mess for you. to save the multiverse. So turn up the TV and come watch some D&D. Blackwater, we'll roll some dice for you.
can't drop that kind of fucking bomb on me.
So,
before we go live.
you make your way across the land around this crater. Are you going to the south of the crater or the north?
We're going to the south because we're gonna try. I think we're gonna go south and around, and then we're gonna try and cut across because we're trying to get over
Okay.
here.
Tim, quick question for you. As we skirt
Here.
the bottom of the crater, am I within 30 feet of the crater?
Yeah, you would pass within.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic. As we get to the crater, it lasts for 10 minutes, and as we skirt the bottom, I want to see if anything pops up.
Okay, what level is Detect Magic? First
Level 1.
Level 1. Okay, with where you are, I believe there's a ley line right there.
There's
Literally, we
3
are
of them.
standing on.
Yeah, I need you to
web.
roll a d10 for me,
Yeah.
please.
This place sucks.
I always struggle to find them. I can never tell
It's
them. A 5.
A 5. I need you to
So
roll another
cool and
d10,
so
please.
scary.
Fuck yeah, that's a good sign, guys. 7. Tell me to roll again.
The Irukandji jellyfish is fascinating. Doesn't mean it doesn't suck.
You take 7 points of force damage, and you are blown back and fall on your ass.
Does the spell take?
It does not. It almost like it magically backfires on you, and there's this kind of like flash of red energy, and it pushes you back and knocks you on.
Ugh, fuck.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Can I help you? I reached
Insight
down to
check.
help him up.
Sorry, I did the trip spell and it on myself.
Right.
Testing it out.
Are
Move
you
on.
lying to us?
Yes.
Is this a pattern?
I am.
This is a
I am
disturbing
sensitive.
behavior.
I'm sensitive about my ability to do magic.
It's becoming more of a boomer.
Yeah, dude, I do like
Listen.
Thistle's changing over the course of this game, and it's wild.
Well, can I posit that maybe you guys just didn't know who Thistle was?
Wokeness has ruined Wraithmoor.
Oh my god.
The woke mind virus.
Listen,
We go south.
Yeah.
We're not touching that.
me and Philes have a lot more in common.
Thousands of years old.
Fuck, dude.
All right. So you continue on. Are you trying to be quiet?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll
I've
have
cast
you all,
Pass Without
Yeah,
Trace.
Pass Without a Trace is up. I'll have you all make stealth checks, please.
Oh, 90-20.
What he said, but the other one.
Ah.
I got you.
Yeah.
25.
21.
Just the sorcerer casually having a rogue sneak.
31.
It's a total of 17.
28.
Okay. All right. This Esper, you
Such a shit rogue.
you almost are a little bit overconfident, and then you think about Thistle falling on his ass, and you giggle a little bit, and you trip, and you knock over a bunch of debris into the crater. And Mark kind of comes over and like is able to stop. You watch as Mark is able to stop like a larger boulder that's about to tip over. You see, he kind of grabs it just in time and is like,
It stings so much worse that it's Mark that fucking covers for him.
and you manage to push ahead very quietly, picking your way through the land. As you move around the crater, you can see it's quite far across. It probably goes for maybe 1,000, 1,500 feet across.
I mean, it is on the map, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is big, maybe like, and
It's as big as this
It's
lake.
it's as big as a mountain.
yeah, it goes for a ways. And you can see there, like some of the ground inside has almost like you can see where the rock has melted and refused and things like that. Like it's just been vaporized.
But it seems like it.
Right here.
Yeah, it seems like it was heat that.
Seems like it was heat. Yeah. As you continue to move around, the landscape changes a little bit, where it's a little bit more open, kind of cracked fields. You see there are remnants of kind of almost petrified grass and things like that.
Cool.
Dotted across this kind of cracked and cragged land. And in some of the crags, you can see that orange water has sort of spilled in. More like a mudflat.
And this would be like, I mean, this is just for Anna. This is me visualizing it in my brain. This is way different than the like petrified grass we saw in Manta.
Yes. This is almost like the grass has petrified and turned to stone, as opposed to that was almost like turned to ash.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And you also see bits of twisted metal and armor that has been fused and rusted and
How is Phyllis doing as we walk through this?
she is in her jaguar form.
She's a
Yes.
tiny cat.
Very muscular.
But you see she is kind of picking her way through delicately. And she is kind of scanning around.
I lean down to Phyllis and I go, if you want to ride on my shoulders, you can anytime.
She stays on the ground. And you see John Wick is keeping up with her.
Did we get the sense the spell she cast was something that allowed her to understand us temporarily, or was that something that has kind of...
It seems like it's continued on for the course of your conversation. You're not sure if it'll come back up.
Oh, okay.
But it seems like...
I'm not sure if she understands us anymore.
Right. We don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All right, and you continue on across the land. After an hour that passed without a trace subsides, and you continue on. You're still being very quiet. You spend most of the day getting past the crater.
Yeah.
And you get...
I would have us travel not on the edge of the
Yeah,
just because we cut a very silhouette.
Yeah.
I'm having the vision in my brain is like a Haleakala, the crater in the volcano divot in Maui. Is like just so far, and you have to walk down into it and then straight up. Like it's
skirting the edge a little ways to give it some width, but you can see it just drops off. And you get through most of the day without seeing anything. At one point earlier on, you did see some of those floating specters hovering over part of the crater, but you were quiet enough. You passed by them, and they did not seem to take notice of you. As you move past, you get to evening, and you are probably a few hours past the crater. You reckon it's probably...
Another day?
Yeah, a little bit back, not quite far. But yeah, you probably have about a day to get to the coast.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
It's taking us about 3 days to get out this way, right?
So far, yeah.
I'd like to look for a place similar to last time where we can sort of hide out.
Okay. It's much more open here.
Yeah.
But make a survival check.
Help action.
Perfect.
Tim, I'm fucking stressed out.
Good.
19.
19. You find there is a spot that you find that is almost like a small trench. And as you head down to check it out, there's kind of like a natural sort of trench that goes down maybe 4 feet or so, and the earth behind it is kind of pushed up. And so it kind of naturally creates a little bit of an overhang, a little bit of cover. And as you head down, you can see there are bits of skeleton and twisted metal kind of lining the bottom of that trench. But this seems to be the best cover that's offered around.
Set up camp here for the night, I guess.
No fires.
No fires.
Okie doke.
Are we gonna keep trudging tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, onto the coast and...
Yeah.
I mean, the other option is we push through the night. But that's probably not a good idea with our friend being so tired.
Yeah, I think resting's right. Would be ideal.
It's up to you. I can continue to change my form.
Let's rest and get you at your better best tomorrow. You wanna take watch with me?
Yeah.
All right, who's taking first watch?
Sleep with the Empress.
All right, make a perception.
Guidance.
Okay, that's it. Esper before you, but
Yeah. Pretty good, actually.
21.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
24.
The beginning of the evening, the sun has set. It is a vast expanse of darkness. You can see over this kind of flat plain a number of those quadrupedal skeletons that you saw roaming through. You see them stop and scratch, move all across here.
Do they look more like bestial? They look like the movements of a
Somewhat.
beast.
Yes, yeah. They're human skeletons, but they're down on all fours and moving like beasts.
I tap Esper on the arm and I signal to him that we can speak in thieves' can't. So everything we're doing now is through a sign language. And I go, I think those people got stuck, like using the magic that Felice was today.
I think those people got caught. Those people just regular people, I think. This was a place, this was a country.
I get why they say never to come here.
Yeah. This place is so many levels of wrong.
Yeah.
It's like there's a hand on my neck the entire time we're here.
Like the beings that speak to you.
I can hear them here. Them.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I mean, it's not fine to have things screaming at you all the time.
Better than the alternative. Being back in Bahmurron. I'd rather be free and getting screamed at. We're in deep, Shy.
Yeah, we are. I was thinking the other day about what I would have done if I hadn't run into you in that barn. They probably would have tried to burn it down around me. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. Our lives would probably be a lot less complicated, though.
Yeah, on a lot of levels. You doing okay?
I don't know. I think this is all so beyond me that I don't know how I'm doing. I'm a fucking street rat. I don't deal with earth-shaking powers. I run grifts. I steal a handful of gold to get by. I got more gold in my purse than I've ever had in my entire life. And I also know that right next to me is a wand that was used to cause all of this.
I had the thought, yesterday, it flashed through my head that I wanted to go home, and I didn't know where home was. So I was like, well, better heal with y'all, even if this is the maybe. I thought Yorn was the scariest place in the world. This is, I'm just glad to be here with y'all.
This is one of the scariest places I've been. Top 5 at least.
I'm glad you're here.
So am I think. We still don't know what Gideon wants in all this. But I say this now because it's, you know, hopefully she doesn't know Thieves' Cat. Hopefully if she does, it's changed over time. The people in, and I feel like because we're signing, I draw like an island and then I draw a line through the middle to like represent the divide. What if that was caused by the tooth?
Which tooth?
The tooth that we found. You put it in, create something that's not living, undead, but it creates another undead that spreads. What if someone tried to use that to combat something and the population of the divides fell because of one action?
She said that something happened to Uncle and that his followers, the Legion, succumbed to a sickness of some kind or a kind of undeath
Yeah,
because of something that happened to him.
she said it spread like leprosy.
Is the tooth that we found, is it a dragon's tooth?
You're not sure. It's a fang of some kind. It
Translucent
looks.
fang.
It looks similar to a dragon tooth, but it's not as large.
What if Gideon doesn't give a fuck about that wand?
What do you think he wants?
The fang. Gideon wouldn't give a fuck about creating a plague of undeath if it gave him that kind of power.
It's above my pay grade to know what he wants. You'd know better than I. Maybe.
I don't know. All I know about him is he killed me. I didn't even know why. Which almost makes it worse. The expression to die for a cause. Maybe if I knew what I'd been dying for over and over, it would have lessened a little bit. But we're not going to solve it tonight.
Yeah. And, not that it's any excuse or validation for what he did, which is atrocious. But he knew you were strong. He thought, I'm imagining that you could take it. He saw something in you.
When I was 10.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I'm glad I met you in that barn.
Me too. I'm pretty great, so.
Let's wake the others.
Yeah, okay.
Next watch.
Nutflick. I'm kidding. I said nutflick.
Oh, my nuts!
Are we doing 3 of us?
Yes.
I'm up.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Ow.
I tripped.
Guidance this.
Are you lying? Yes.
Thick team.
16 for your perception.
Slurpy little thick team.
I hate that.
Dirty 21.
Dirty 21.
Dirty 21.
Dirty 21. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Your watch begins in the middle of the night. It's quiet.
Does she take watch with us?
She sleeps.
Okay.
Yeah,
she's so tired.
Could I thought of something during their watch. Could I have asked her a question before we went to bed?
Sure.
Do you have the ability to break curses?
No. I don't. That was some who study divine magic in our order, but I was not one of them.
Can you identify them? Or sort of read their nature?
I could try, yes.
I have a curse on me. And one that I do not know the nature of or do not know what it does. And I have not been able to ascertain much information about it. It doesn't have to be tonight. It can be in the morning once you've rested. But if you could take a look. Prod?
Let me see.
Someone meeting a doctor. You're like, yeah, I've got this thing. On
Yeah,
my
exactly.
Could you take a look at it?
Yeah, it's like
someone meeting a doctor in English literature.
No, it's like
I've got this lump on my neck.
no, it's like I've met a radiologist and I'm asking them about a skin condition and they're like,
I looked it up on WebMage and I can't find anything.
we have a
She takes a look through her spell book. I can try. This isn't really my area of expertise.
Anything. Just
But it's a fairly
I very
simple
rarely
spell.
do I meet someone as powerful and talented as yourself. So I want to take advantage of the last one I met. I wanted her to lick my eye, and she would not lick my eye.
Such a problematic sharer.
I was going to say, you could have maybe just stopped after the
She
competition.
was a hag.
Well,
They danced
know
naked
what to
in
say
her
to that.
village. It was a thing. It was a horror adventure.
Unhinged.
listen. All of that is fact that Tim created.
true.
I did not come up with that narrative. That is all Tim's story.
It's when your
We're just giving it right
grandpa
back to you.
keeps telling the story
Yeah.
over and over again at a family dinner. Yeah.
I told you the one about.
So you see, she sets up a simple ritual as she's reading from her spell book. She sets up the simple ritual, and she looks at you. And you see her eyes kind of glaze over with this sort of dark blue energy that kind of flashes. This is not just any curse, is it?
I don't know. It was one born of jealousy. That was all I was told.
I don't exactly know everything that it does or how it affects you. But I believe someone or something is capable of finding you. Wherever you are. This is similar to other magic I've seen, but not quite like this. I'm sorry I can't tell you more. It's unlike anything I've seen.
It's all right. I know where I must go to have this curse lifted, and I might get an opportunity too soon.
I see. Well, good luck to you.
Oh, thank you. I believe we are all going to be in need of some good luck soon.
Perhaps. I'm going to sleep now.
Yes. Thank you for your help.
Cut to our watch. Yo, where do you want to go? We were saying to
Yes, the Temple of Nepthisicat.
Oh, great! Like back in
Philenus,
Yonke.
no, Philenus. It's like the big temple.
Oh yeah, the big one.
Yes, where the big cat lives. I
Yeah.
think that's how it works.
Yeah, it's like a big cat house.
Yes,
you know,
have
how,
a
like,
pool with milk that it laps.
it laps and then it
Yes.
climbs up like because it's all made of like fuzzy things that it's
The walls are carpet.
Yes, carpet.
yeah, carpet. That's the
Yes.
thing. So it can scratch, and then it's so much sand, so you know it can be very
Big
discreet.
litter box.
Yes.
I believe that's how it works.
Did you do that intentionally? You built the temple to the cat goddess in the middle of the largest
Litter
box of kitty litter?
You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to cast Mage Scoop on it.
Just all the priestesses out in the sands.
Little rakes.
But I was kind of curious when our guest was like, you know, we could go to the Feywild. I figured you'd hop right on that.
To be honest, I don't know how many answers lie there for me.
Oh.
Mark, I used to be part of a large forest, kind of like what the Triwood.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't quite remember what happened, but I was given the ability to leave, to wander. And I wandered away from the wood. And when I returned, it was no longer there. And I do not know where it went.
It's no longer there, like someone, like, hurt it? Or
Destroyed?
Because I know the Feywild's crazy, or did it...
No, it didn't.
Smuddled?
It didn't leave. It was destroyed.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry.
No, it's it is painful. It is my family. It is everything that I knew.
Are you looking for vengeance? Is that where you're at, or...
It's difficult. I do not know whom I'd seek vengeance from. I do not know if it was I who caused the destruction of the forest.
You think it would be?
Sometimes I wonder if my ability that I was given to roam should have been used to protect. Maybe I was gifted with the ability to save my forest, and I chose to seek adventure.
I think if someone was trying to give you an ability to save the forest, it wouldn't have been the ability to let you walk away from it. I don't know, that just doesn't make sense to me.
It's difficult. I remember being a tree, and then I remember being a bear. And then I remember being myself. And I know in there the forest disappeared. And I know I have an inkling as to who did it. But until I can get this curse removed or further looked at, I cannot be certain. But I will tell you this, once I have confirmed who is responsible, I will seek vengeance.
Yeah, fair play, absolutely. You said I was a tree, I was a bear, and then I was myself.
Yes.
It was that little sandwich bear, tree, person sandwich, was that not you? Was you being a bear like a departure from what you are, if that makes sense? Like here's my question. Do you identify as tree? That was me. Bear, that was also me, but like in a different form. Like a butterfly, weird blanket thing, and then the worm that it's, reverse chronological order. Like,
Cocoon, yes.
that's the word, yeah. Like...
Blanket thing?
Is
Weed blanket thing.
Yeah, it's a worm, it wraps itself in a blanket, and then when it's done sleeping, it becomes an animal.
A butterfly,
So like...
So my when you are a tree, my ability to feel and to be was that of a tree. One that is more awakened than the trees you have here, but still a tree. When I was a bear with the same instincts, the same ferociousness, the same rage. I was a bear. And now I am a person, and I have the same ability to see grays and nuance that I did not have as a tree or a bear. They were all me, but different.
Do you think that was the curse? Being a person? Sounds like being a bear was...
It was much easier.
Yeah.
Was being a tree easier too?
Oh, much easier.
Yeah.
Very few things to concern yourself of when you're a tree.
Did you talk to the other trees when you were a tree?
Oh, yes. People, they often think of a forest as... It's interesting. Humans, they look at a forest, they name it as one. They cut down a tree, it is one. They separate us from one another when it is convenient for themselves, but we are all one. we are all connected by our roots. I was just as much part of them as they were part of me. And so I feel their loss greatly. But I also am no longer a tree, so it's different.
I feel like if I got the ability to walk away from all of my closest friends that I'd spent, I don't know how many years with, probably quite a few, right?
Yes.
I might be a little afraid to do something that would leave me so lonely. What made you leave?
Oh. I think I see the sun coming up on the horizon.
Oh yeah.
I will say that is a much larger story, and I will tell you of it someday, but love can make you do crazy things.
We leave it there. That's a really good spot, you know.
Narratively?
No, I just feel like, you know.
Dramaturgically?
Yeah, I like that.
As you glance over and say the sun is rising, you can see a cloud of dust moving towards you. And with your 21s, you look over as well as you see.
Look at me, I got a 16.
Oh yeah, you see he's looking over. You look as well, and you see 4 creatures tearing down these flats, with dust kicking up behind them. They're probably about 150 feet away.
Oh shit! Wake up!
Everyone, wake up! Hey, we have company. Fast approaching.
Okay.
From the west, east.
Are they like bearing directly onto us?
Yeah.
What are
They're
they?
coming in your direction. As you see, you look and they look like those drakes with riders, and they're
With the big one?
and they kind of split.
Do they see us?
They seem to be coming right in your direction. What would you like to do?
I think we stand and fight.
Or we go to the Feywild.
We gotta get out of here.
Let me try something. Oh my god. There's 3 of them.
You wake up. Who are you talking?
Oh well, we've woken everybody up.
Yeah, you
And
see as you wake up, you see as Phyllis stands and looks. She sees the kind of draconic figures and this kind of rising dust. And you see she goes catatonic.
She's terrified.
And that's where we're going to end it today.
Oh, fuck.
Me.
Tim!
I got like full body chills 4 times tonight.
Timothy!
I know he's been in lore holes the whole week. I've come home from from things.
This
and
is
he's
the
been-
deep.
I feel like when I imagine Tim at home planning, there's a lot of chortling. Just like
No, I'm gonna talk. I will talk about in chat water exactly what it's like to sit in the same room with Tim when he's planning.
We're doing a little therapy session.
We're gonna do a therapy session.
I like to think that he asks you misleading questions because you help create the lore. So he'll be like,
You have
"What was
no
the name
idea."
of the thing?" And you'd be like, "Why? Why do you need to know?" No reason.
Okay, we are gonna go raid somebody awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, and all of this lore that we are dumping all over the place. We're gonna go. We're
Big dumps.
big dumps. We're gonna go film Chatwater. Thank y'all so much, and put your thumbs up, babies. I have one, but it doesn't rhyme. But it's yeah.
we just end with touch the good. I don't think it needs to rhyme.
Okay, so when you find out that the ley lines in the world are actually a dragon's blood, you maybe think twice and maybe not. Touch the good.
Touch the good.
Good night, everyone.
Touch the good.
Touch there.
Loser.
How much divine blood?